I guess I would call that a regular way of living is to is to ask for help, and in many ways, not just one way, not just when you're in trouble, all the time. When you get up in the morning, how you see these trees, or accept this wind, or the sun, or rain, or whatever it is, all the natural things. To know the connection, and for you to have a good connection inside of you, and set everything in order. Because I believe that there's an order to living, and the order to living inside of you is like heart, mind, body, and spirit. And when you set that order for yourself, then you're able to connect outside. So that's how, and everything is the stories that the old people tell us is Creator put medicines, Creator put the things that have wings. I see my friend just flying around here just a little while ago, and the animals and people, those four things Creator put on earth. And the law that Creator told us, taught us was these are your relatives. Live in a sustainable way and live in harmony with one another. And so the the saying is mitakuye was all my relations, to learn about that, because you're natural, just like the trees or the animals or the winged, the medicines, just like that. So that's it's a way of living. It's not a show. It's not a something that is made up. It's real, and it's holy too. Come from up there. I call it the sacred instructions. So I try to follow that as much as I can. And the reason why I continue to follow that is because I know that it works good. So I follow that. And when I share that goodness, I know that it brings happiness and unity. And those words, they have meaning. It's not just a word. It has real meaning to it. So I'm trying to figure out what it is that the purpose of doing things, the reason why we do things. And when you figure that out, then your living is almost like your sacred spirit guarantees you a living. That's the way it seems like, and I'm starting to believe that's the way it is. So I really appreciate that. I'm thankful every day, thankful, and when things were good, I like to make my offerings like that. So it's helpful. It's helpful when I follow that sacredness. You know, these these relatives of ours, they're here for a reason, and those relatives are here to help one another. So some of the medicines that we have around here, we use those medicines to cleanse ourselves, to purify ourselves, to flush ourselves out. That's and making prayers, of course. asking for help. Those would be the starting points. And inside of you is your feelings and the way you think, the way you do things, and the way you talk. They connect like that. And so that's one way. The other way is coming to believe that your ancestors, they used to live on this earth at one time, and now they're gone back home where they came from in the first place. And to believe that your ancestors are somewhere up there, and that you're able to call them at any time. That's one of the laws. The spirit is forever life, and that they're available at any time that you call them for help. And you can call them for help with words and songs and what's called prayers. You look after yourself, you cleanse yourself up, and make a good space. Make offering to them, cup of tea or whatever it is that you have, so that they're able to come. And they listen to you, and they believe what you say. And for sure, all those words, they're going to answer you somehow, some way. When you prepare yourself, you might, if you make prayer today, you might get an answer like right away. Or it might be when you're sleeping tonight. Or it might be next week or next month, next year maybe. Just at the right time, you're going to get an answer of some sort. That's the one we have to prepare for. Always keep yourself in good shape, because we need to recognize the answer when it comes. And we need to use that answer too. You can't put it aside. You got to use that answer. It's better if it's like that. So that's what I come to understand. It's like we live in a holistic way inside here. And we live in a holistic way out there, because they're all connecting. And when that happens, not much can go wrong. People are part of this world, this land. And to consider that the land is the supreme law, to believe that Creator, God, Father, Ate Wakantanka, and Mother Earth, Father, Great Holy Mother Earth, that they work together, and our ancestors, grandfather, Tukashira, and grandmother Earth, to believe that they work together, and that we're part of this world here, this land, and that we are all related. Those are the preparations for living a good way, that people are able to it's like their own culture, a way of living. And when people do things on their own, it doesn't work too well. They start doing things what they think is okay, and they're moving away from their feelings. They hide their feelings, or their thinking is their own thinking, and then their body is kind of doesn't respond, or they start talking different words. The words are pretty important. The language is important. It's a God-given language, and when you don't speak that God-given language, you kind of go off base a little bit, and when you start going off on your own, it can cause trouble. So to come back to the regular way, the natural way. My grandfather said that to me. He told me that it's not the truth we're looking for. It's to keep the truth. It's to enhance the truth, to keep it going, because that's a regular thing. It goes without saying that you would speak the truth, because things come from your heart. And I heard him when he said that. It's true that what he said. We have no other way except to tell the truth, whether it comes from in here or whatever you see out there, or to put things for yourself. To what is it? Where? Who are you? What do you believe in? Those kinds of things. And sometimes groups, young people, they listen to other things, and then, for example, our young people at home, they're listening to this music. I think it's called rap music. Boy, they listen to that and they just crank it right up, and they're just that music, I guess, comes from somewhere else. And so these young people are not listening to our songs, our music and stuff. I know, and so they've gone off to a different place and wanting to be part of something else, not our. It would be good to learn their own culture first, and if they wanted to explore other cultures after that, it'll be okay. But they go over there and ignore our own culture. Those are hardship stuff, trauma stuff that can harm them. And so, but today I recognize that more and more young people are starting to participate in our ceremonies. And that's a big deal. That's a good change. And more people are starting to learn their language, which is culture, of course. Language is culture, and they're starting to learn about who they are and stuff like that. Those are good signs to go back to. So I'm kind of happy about that. More and more young people are starting to learn how to dance, for instance. So start participating. More and more young people are going to a while ago, those young people, they didn't listen to us. But when I went to writing stuff, and so I write stuff and I give it to them. So they believe that piece of paper more than me talking and listening to me. So I learned that little trick. I better write some stuff so they can read that and believe that, rather than listening to an old guy like me. So they're that's what helps them go back to 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 culture. Tradition is something else. Tradition is the way you grew up in our community, and that tradition changes over time. Culture never changes. In fact, culture comes from up there where you get sacred instructions, and that's how we follow that culture. It's sacred.